Welcome to Reflect 5 by Cyber Reflect. Today we are talking about a breakdown of cyber attacks. What are the different components leading to a cyber attack and everything under 5 minutes. So a cyber attack occurs with the threat actor, also referred as the cyber adversary, where the threat actor will use a threat like a ransomware or any type of malware through an attack vector to exploit the vulnerability. The vulnerability is basically a weakness found in the asset of an organization. And the ultimate goal of a cyber attack is to create impact on either confidentiality, integrity, or availability of the information asset. So let's have a look of the different components in detail. The first component of a cyber attack is the cyber adversary, also referred to as the threat actor. So it can be the cyber criminal, the hacktivist, a nation state actor, or script kiddie. And among all those groups, it's only the motive that differentiate the groups. For example, a cyber criminal is motivated by financial motive, a hacktivist mainly by a cause, a nation state, they are more after a country, a script kiddie, they are an unexperienced cyber criminal that is looking to do a cyber attack for fun. So the next component is the threat. The cyber adversary will use a threat. It can be a phishing attack, it can be ransomware, a Trojan horse, and the attack vector is the path that the adversary will use to deliver the threats. Very often, the preferred attack vector is email. It can be through mobile phone, through a website, or compromising a remote desktop that is open to the internet. And what is important as well, we need to understand what is an exploit. It can be a PowerShell payload, an SQL injection code, for example, a malicious script. A macro-enabled malicious duck can be the exploit that will exploit the vulnerability in the asset. So the asset can be a system, the data, the intellectual property, and creating an impact. So when the impact is on confidentiality, it is referred to as a data breach. When the impact is on integrity, it is an alteration of the system or data. And when the impact is on availability, it's a denial of service. So let's have the big picture now. Let's consider a case study, for example, a healthcare where they have very sensitive patients' information in an electronic health record. So the threat actor, being the cyber criminal, he's motivated by financial motive, can use a ransomware. A ransomware is a type of malware that creates an attack on availability. So he will deliver that threat through an attack vector. And very often the preferred attack vector is phishing email, and it will try to create an exploit like a macro enable Excel file. When the user will double click on that file, maybe it will download that ransomware, and once it explodes that vulnerability, here the vulnerability is lack of security awareness training, and this will create an impact on the asset of the organization, which is the electronic health record, and the impact very often is in terms of confidentiality, integrity, or availability. Here we are talking about a ransomware. So very often ransomware does exfiltration of data. So the impact here is on confidentiality. So the cyber adversary has a copy of the information of the healthcare institution, and creating encryption for data for denial of service. So this is a big picture how a threat actor can use a threat through an attack vector to exploit a vulnerability, creating an impact in the asset of the organization. So what we need to understand, what are the different groups, for example, where the threat intelligence group work, where is the red team work, where does the blue team work, what is important of risk management, and how do we deal of the impact, for example, incident management. These are topics that we are going to cover in our future videos. I hope that this has been informative for you, and I thank you for viewing.